Winchester College has been visited by a reigning monarch at least 22 times, although the actual figure is almost certainly higher. In this video, I primarily look at the 2 times that Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II visited the college. But first, the visits of His Majesty King Charles III, our present monarch. He has been on the college grounds at least twice, on both occasions as Prince of Wales. The first time he visited was in 2000. He was received ad portas, as shown here. The ceremony of ad portas is used to receive distinguished guests, often old Wykehamists. The whole school congregates in Chamber Court, the medieval heart of the school. The Uli Pri, the head boy, then addresses the guest, before the guest replies with their own speech. The speeches typically end and finish in Latin, although the main body is commonly in English. The Sen Co Pri, the other head boy of the college, leads the school in 3 cheers. The King also visited in 2022, on the 3rd of March, but only to use Newfield as a temporary helicopter pad. Queen Elizabeth II visited the college twice, on the 25th of July in 1955, and then on the 19th of May in 1982, on the latter occasion to celebrate the 600th anniversary of the school's foundation. Her first visit was part of a wider trip to Winchester. The Queen, accompanied at all times by the late Duke of Edinburgh, arrived through Outer Gate from Wolvesey Castle, before being received ad portas in Chamber Court. She replied to the Uli Pri's speech in English only, before handing him a Latin translation of her entire speech. 3 cheers and the awarding of the medals that the monarch provides annually to the college followed. Afterwards, she visited many parts of the school, including the chapel and the cloisters. She walked to War Cloister, with Wykehamists lining the route, before heading through Flint Court, where the classrooms are, and into the building called the Headmaster's House. After a short period indoors, she emerged, greeted by cheering from all around, including from some people leaning precariously out of windows. She departed after nearly an hour at the college, through the nearby Parliament Gate. However, on her second visit to the college, she remained for over 4 hours. Again, she was received ad portas and presented her medals in Chamber Court. She went to chapel for a short service and opened the Queen Elizabeth II, or QE2, theatre, named after her. It had recently been converted from a gymnasium. She then inspected some accommodation in Phil's and Freddy's, 2 of the boarding houses. The houses were undergoing a renovation at the time, and the Queen wanted to look at examples of both before and after this work. She reportedly heard from a Philite that he had to sleep under an umbrella after rain was pouring into his dorm. I assume, of course, this was before the renovations. The late Duke of Edinburgh arrived by helicopter, landing himself on Lavender Meads. He watched a CCF, or Combined Cadet Force, demonstration, where one of the Marines, demonstrating unarmed combat, broke his arm, but rather stupidly continued unfazed. He visited science school to look at the labs, where he was greeted with some experiments. He met with the Queen to christen a rowing boat on Meads, before they finally ate something in the warden's lodgings. They emerged from the building to a chorus of bells and left the school. The Queen was an agent of wise words, and this was evident in her speech to the college in 1955, an extract of which I shall now read to you. "You have spoken of the special interest taken by my husband in our schools. This is a subject in which he and I are deeply interested. In education, there is room for the unconventional as well as the conventional, for the new as well as the old. Its aim should not be uniformity, but diversity. In striving to achieve this aim, we must be careful that the new does not obscure the old, and that in times of change, traditions that have been tested by long experience should not be discarded. I hope, therefore, that Winchester will continue to uphold these time-honoured qualities and ideals for which it has always stood. I will not remind you of them, for they are enshrined in the stones and mortar of these buildings, among which you live, and in the wise saying which is your school motto. Her speech warns us about abolishing long-standing traditions, about uprooting our heritage, but also tells us to adopt the modern. And I think that this idea is the epitome of Queen Elizabeth II. During her reign, she was simultaneously a follower of tradition and a champion of innovation. This unique mixture is something we should all strive to achieve. Thank you for watching this video.